Your Honor, it's a cover-up, Your Honor. That's what it is, and I have evidence proving it. So it's a citywide cover-up, and the majority of the people who are doing it are police officers' friends, Your Honor. And I have evidence proving that. I hate to say that in court because it makes the city of Miami-Dade County look corrupt. Something that Sergeant Edwin Gomez clearly stated on the Leo Affairs chat, stating that the Miami Police Department is corrupt.
Mr. Harrison, what month should I set this cause for trial?
I would ask we set it in the summertime, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I could, just with regard to this motion, this is plaintiff's motion to enforce judge's examination of evidence for jury trial. I'd ask that it be denied.
Okay. I think we accomplished the purpose that Mr. Fawad had today. He wanted here in open court to bring the court and the defendant to be aware of the seriousness of the allegations that he's making.
We take it very seriously.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. I really appreciate you saying that.
Accomplished his purpose. We then will.
And Your Honor, if you don't mind, if I may, ask the court if we could try to do this in, not too much of a gap of time frame, only because I suffer from memory loss because of the years of trauma that I've been suffering from. So I forget things very easily, and I don't want to wait several months and then come back to court, and then I'm not able to focus entirely on the case because I've forgotten things, and I'm not in a position right now, unfortunately, because I'm in poverty status. I'm not in a position to be able to afford the proper equipment to make sure that I'm recording everything properly, documenting everything properly. I'm literally working off of 4 old, outdated cell phones and borrowing my roommate's computer.
Well, Mr. Fawad, you're claiming damages for injuries.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm claiming damage. I'm claiming compensation for damages for injuries, pain and suffering, mental anguish, defamation, and every single thing that an expert attorney, if they were to look at this case and see exactly what I went through, exactly what they would say. Not just what I would say, because I don't know all the legal terms yet. I'm still reading the dictionary, the legal dictionary.
What the defendant is going to try to do is to gather all of your medical records and to have those medical records reviewed by doctors that they hire to evaluate the claim. And that's going to take months to happen. In many other cases, it takes years to happen.
Doctors that they hired, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, let me, if I may,
Not
doctors at the University of Miami Hospital, every time I go there, they did the same thing. They try to cover up the police brutality. They give me wrong information. They try to downsize the severity of my injuries because of the fact that I'm in the city of Miami suing the city of Miami Police Department. That's why I have to bring that to your attention, Your Honor.
I can't predict the future, but the doctors that they hire, if it's like in other lawsuits, are also going to try to explain why your injuries are not that serious. I'm just guessing that might be the case. That's what happens with these doctors in these cases. But the point is...
But that's if the injuries are not that serious. Mind you, Your Honor, I have a lipoma tumor in my neck that could be possibly cancerous, that has grown double in size, and the pain is now radiating from my neck to the top of my brain and makes the entire left side of my face warm because of the fact that Officer Ronnie Rodriguez choked me and twisted my neck.
And Mr. Fawad, where are you being treated for that?
At the University of Miami Hospital.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I could. Mr. Ibrahim Fawad was being arrested by City of Miami Police. Parts of the video he has, because he took it on his phone, and he got his phone back, and they took him to a University of Miami hospital where he was treated, and they gave him his phone there, and he was able to take pictures and document everything. I'm just asking that this motion be denied, as in the pictures that he has presented to the court, what he's trying to do is get all his evidence in for trial, what he wants in. He takes a lot of pictures at the library of pages upon pages upon pages of legal books
Investigative research.
and publications. I would just ask that this motion be denied. I would tell the court so that Mr. Fowle can hear. I'm going to be asking for some of our doctors to evaluate him for his physical ailments, in the sense of any bruising or strains, etc.
And his lipoma.
And the cancer issue, the oncology issue, as well as a mental health screening and evaluation through one of our doctors, just for his PTSD, etc. Because there may be other issues there that could or could not have been caused by this incident.
And I'm trying to explain.
I did nothing but ask them for help, Your Honor. Now
Mr.
that
Fowle,
bothers,
Mr. Fowle,
Your Honor,
Mr. Fowle.
if I may.
No, if I...
Go ahead.
Sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't need to hear today any more about the case. Because you're not an attorney, I want to use the time we have together to explain to you the procedures that we're going to use to resolve the case.
Great. May I, Your Honor? The motion should not be denied, Your Honor, specifically based on a biased opinion of someone who is defending a criminal.
The motion...
Your Honor.
No, thank you. Okay, thank you. The motion is not, in fact, a motion. It is neither going to be denied nor granted. It doesn't request any relief from the court. The motion is going to be construed by the court as a case management conference. That's what we've done today, is learned about the case and dealing with setting future matters. It doesn't require it to be denied or granted.
The city has no objection, Your Honor, if the motion is taken as a case status conference or motion for.
Your Honor, I was brought to Jackson Memorial Hospital Psychiatric Unit against my will. When an officer...
Mr. Fowle.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm trying to show you the corruption, the amount of what they did, the extent of what they did to try to cover it up.
Mr. Fowle.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, when an officer brings...
Mr.
Go ahead.
Fowle.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have to now stop speaking and listen.
Yes, Your Honor.
It is my job to shepherd this case to a conclusion. You want it concluded quickly so that your memory will be fresh. The defendant has the right to have you examined by their own doctors and to obtain your medical records.
Have me examined against my will or
Yeah.
willingly?
If you decline the examination, then the case will be dismissed and they will not be able to have the examinations. When you enter into a lawsuit to win damages in response, then you subject yourself to independent medical examinations called IMEs by the defendants. If you do not wish to have the IMEs, then the case will be dismissed and you won't have to have them. You won't be compelled against your will. It's not like a Baker Act or a psych eval in a criminal case. To bring this case to a conclusion, you will have to be examined, and then the defense will be able to offer that evidence. It is my job to bring the case to a conclusion. One matter of conclusion in the case is if you decide it's not worth pursuing and you dismiss the case. Another area of conclusion is if you all come to an agreement and the court dismisses the case after you all come to an agreement. Another is to have a non-jury trial, that I hear all of the evidence in the case and render a verdict, which we could have almost done today. Another is to have a jury trial. That's much more complicated for you. You'll have to select a jury. There'll be jury instructions and a lot of legal issues, etc. These are not decisions that you have to make today.
Well, Your Honor, I don't want to do anything that is going to end up becoming a burden on me only because I'm trying to exercise my legal rights when I have clear and convincing factual evidence proving that I was brutally assaulted by Officer Ronnie Rodriguez and all I did was ask for help. You understand, Your Honor? And specifically, when an officer brings someone to a psychiatric unit, yes, Your Honor, sorry.
Repeating the facts of the case is not necessary. It will not help us in bringing the case to a conclusion. I know that you feel emotionally serious about the case, which I don't. I'm not emotionally involved in the case. I'm professionally involved.
Right.
However, and I know that you're not a trained attorney, this is a case management. It's my opportunity to tell you what you need to do to bring this case to a conclusion. I don't need to hear any more about Officer Rodriguez or the doctors at the University of Miami or Jackson or anything else today. If you want the case to be resolved more quickly, then you can drop your demand for a jury trial and discuss it with Mr. Harrison, and we could have a much more quick non-jury trial, which you can present all of your evidence without the need for as much legal work.
Could we do that today?
No. Mr. Harrison still has the right to have you examined, and we could probably do it in a few months.
Okay. Your Honor, with all due respect, when an officer brings someone to the psychiatric unit of the hospital, they're not required to write a report. Now, Officer Ronnie Rodriguez specifically brought me to the psychiatric unit.
Sir, we're in recess for today. Good luck to you, Mr. Fuller.
May I say one thing?
No, you're just venting now. You're just talking.
No, the reason.
And I think we've accomplished all we can accomplish today.
No, I'm leading up to.
Mr. Fawad, that is all we can accomplish today. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Why is that, Your Honor?
Because we're no longer accomplishing anything. You are venting your emotional feelings and describing to me the facts of the case.
Okay.
And respectfully, sir, we are in recess.
Your Honor, is it wrong for someone to be upset after being brutally assaulted by a police officer and trying to be framed for something that they're exercising their legal rights to do, and when they have clear and convincing evidence proving that they were brutally assaulted by an officer in the city of Miami?
Respectfully to you, sir, it is not wrong at all.
Thank you.
But I am not the right person to have that conversation with about your being upset. There are many other people who are better suited to having that conversation. The conversations that we have here are for the purpose of resolving the lawsuit of Fawad versus the city of Miami.
Yes, Your Honor. So what do you recommend I do now, Your Honor?
I've explained to you now the arc of the case. You can discuss it with Mr. Harrison. You'll have to subject yourself to those examinations.
Subject myself as in being hospitalized or something?
No, I don't think so. They're outpatient examinations.
That's fine. I agree to that.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Mr. Harrison, so my meeting at your office is scheduled.
No, we'll call you. You have 2 phone numbers to call. You do not have to come to our office.
Okay, Mr. Harrison. He calls me, Your Honor. My roommate calls me as soon as he says that. That's the type of harassment I'm talking about. And the individual who called me is harassing me at my house.